Hello! Hello! That was a lengthy intro. Hi. Hi, everybody. I am back from what I have been doing. Well, hello, Vaz. Well, I am very scattered because I was away. I was away and doing stuff. Ah. Did you sleep well? I slept better. I slept better, which is all I can ask for. Well, I feel like the thing at least I feel this is that I feel like if I ever have a bad night's sleep, if I have one bad night's sleep, I feel like one good night's sleep does not immediately fix it. Um, that's just me. There we go. But that's just me. There. Blah. Very scattered. So yes. Bum, bum. Mm, mm, mm-hmm. Okay. Right. We are here to just tidy up this UV a little bit. Is the hope now. So which bit have I got grabbed here? I have the internal bit grabbed. So we can see how, we can sort of see with this grid how, like, the texture is, like, flowing over the surface. So I basically want to try my best to somewhat straighten these, like, a little bit. Maybe like that, and then... I'm going to bring this over. And then this needs to come in. Trying to somewhat straighten it. How was everybody's weekend been? I was only gone for a couple of days, and I already started missing people. UV. What does this do? Nothing. Okay, that's fine. No? Okay. that's not doing anything. Was all day outside, went for food. Ooh, nice. Bet we're starting to get the nice weather. We're getting some nice weather here, actually. The weekend was quite nice while we were away doing stuff. And the weather's lovely today as well. Which is maybe why I started later than I should have done, because I was like, I want to go outside. I wish to go outside and partake in the sun. I never understand this. This tool is called Relax, and it causes everything to, like, come in together, and I'm like, that's the opposite of what I want to achieve. No, this is not achieving what I want. I like how the skirt looks. I wondered one time if scarf would fit my avatar, but I don't know because of wings and tail. So my hope with the way that I had it set up, with the physics, bearing in mind that I also have wings and tail, is that the physics... I probably opened the picture from yesterday. Not yesterday, Friday. This picture doesn't actually show it very well. One moment. I talked about this on Friday. Ooh, interview on Thursday. Good to hear. Give me a sec to find it. So, my hope is, with the physics that I have set up, is that it lifts the scarf slightly away from the body. Which, here, let me bring this up. Oh, airplane. Yeah. So I have to turn off it. I grabbed the Nova Beast to test it first. So it clips a little bit, but I tried to make it so that the physics... Here we go. The physics kind of lifts it slightly away from the body. And the reason I did that was in the hope of, again, this is avatar neutral, so I can't take every avatar into account, but the goal was lifting it away from the body gives slight clearance for tails. It will never be perfect because, you know, of how the physics is, but it like gives that little degree of clearance. You can see how it kind of like goes over at least the curve of the Nova's tail, and obviously people have different shaped tails and stuff. I mean, like, if you look at my tail when I'm using my avatar, these thumbnails do not help at all. This thumbnail does not reflect where I am in the not at all. So my tail kind of does the sort of like downward sweep, so you can kind of see there as I briefly fly past my own tail. It does like the downward sweep, so my hope is that the scarf would go clear of that, and because the trail of the scarf is also in the center, it should go between wing joints, is the hope. It should go between wing joints and, depending on the tail, over the tail. Love a trailing scarf. I do. I love scarf very much. Hi, Raz. Hope you had a good weekend. So yeah, so that was the general goal. So yeah, you can see me showing off the physics there. I did think I hope you did too. I did. I was helping a friend move, so I'm very tired. But yeah. Technically, this is a thing that I said on stream on Friday as well, is that the level of... Because this is avatar neutral, I can only put so much customization in. But in theory, people who know their way around Unity and stuff could put a tail collider on the scarf, so it doesn't clip through your tail. But because every model has a different tail, some models obviously don't have tails, and because the product is meant to be neutral, I can't take everything into account, so I just have to do my best, and people can kind of customize it how they best see fit. So I'm currently straightening these UVs a bit more in the preparation of doing a proper texture for it, because the red was just the test. I was mainly testing the physics rather than how it actually looks. So today we're working on visuals. Like that. Oops, not what I wanted to press. Just alternating between rotating and moving to get that straighter, at least. UVs are always a problem. There we go. So now it's straight instead of crooked. How goes the scarfening? Not too bad, not too bad. I'm trying to straighten the UVs a little bit. Because my general hope, which the sort of UV square here is showing us, is that if I did a straight pattern on the texture, I would hope that it would go round the entire scarf. So I'm essentially trying to get it in line with the grid, but not necessarily perfect, but closer. Nope. No, definitely not. That's kind of more what I want, yeah. What? I have no idea how any of it works, so it feels like you're doing magic, and I'm okay with this explanation. It is a little bit. It is a little bit of magic. It's like when I was showing off the rig. And it was like, oh no, it's a stick, it's stick, oh no, that's not how. And then we just like click a button, and then we change a little thing here. Is it that one? I always forget which one it is. Well, we grab all of these. And we go, woo, whoosh, whoosh. And we go, whoosh. It's magic, yes, it is magic. It is magic. Layout. Object, back to you. Editing. Hope all went well with the move. It seemed like it went as best as it could. There was maybe a few things that didn't go well, but I think in general, it went okay. We mostly tried to help with things that would be like kind of hard / impossible for a person to do on their own while we were there. Literally being like, we are here to help, take advantage of us being here to help. Even if that includes moving heavy things. I almost passed out from trying to move a wardrobe, which I suppose just goes to show that I would in fact die for my friends. No, take care. It's fine. It's fine. I'm still alive, aren't I? I only had to lie down for a little bit. And we spent the first night with our friend in their new place with them. And we spent it the traditional way that the first night in a new place should always be spent, which is board games, pizza, and sin. The reason I'm looking so hard at this grid is because I'm literally applying like a grid-like pattern to this scarf as one of the textures, so I'm trying to get it to work in that sense. And now that there's been a long enough pause, I'm going to clarify that the quote-unquote sin was us discussing the 7 deadly sins. As you do. Okay, that is looking a little better now. Basically, that single line of these numbers flows all the way around the scarf in a loop. So I think I like that. Okay, so that's that bit. This bit is going to be the interior, I think. It's going to be that lower interior. Do the same again. Right, this I want to be larger as well, because that's the front of the scarf, the bit that people will see the most, so we want to give it more, like, surface, more real estate to work with. Because basically, I could have hit Auto UV and called it a day. But I take too much pride in my work to just call it a day. So we're doing it properly. Even if doing it properly is awkward as hell. So... These bits that are like the knot and stuff, the underside of the knot here, literally won't be seen, so they don't matter as much. But we are still going to tweak them slightly. Wrong button. Why are those keys next to one another? It's like they won't be seen, but you know that they're there. Yes, absolutely. Stop. I wish that key was not next to that key. Yes, I could rebind it, but that's effort. And then what happens if I actually need it? Mostly straightening them so they take up less space on this as well. Because obviously this takes up way more space than if it's flattened out. So in straightening them, they take up less space. Because then this can just be squinched there. Ooh. So yeah, that is that little bit there on the interior that you can see moving. Basically impossible to see from the outside. So I'm probably not going to straighten it more than that. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. There we go. These I think are actually okay. This is again, I think, the interior here. I think I briefly already looked over these. Yeah, that's that bit there. That's that bit. What is this? This is the outside of the knot. Okay, outside of the knot is very much going to be seen. Just move you down here slightly. No spatial awareness for my keyboard. That's why I keep hitting the wrong key. Let's try running this over. Let's grab you and you and move you upwards like that, so that you can slot in there. And then this is gonna just be flattened out to be on this side, I think. More tea. I felt like I've had something stuck in my throat for like a full 24 hours. No amount of drinking anything seems to be dislodging it, whatever it is. Ah. Tea, yes, I am drinking the tea. I made tea with honey. Because honey is very smooth. Kind of tea. Is it just plain old English tea? But I put honey in to sweeten it with milk, which is how I like my tea. Normally it's milk 2 sugars, but the sugar is interchangeable with honey, depending on how fancy / sick I am feeling. Oh, as a streamer, sometimes I just find that the honey is nice to soothe my throat as someone who spends a lot of time talking. Honey is always a good choice, slightly healthier than sugar anyway. This is true. This is true. On rare occasions, we can get what is sometimes referred to as the nice honey. I have not had it in a long time. Sometimes we get some for my dad for like birthdays or Christmas or something. You know that nice honey that always comes from like the independent places that always has like chunks of honeycomb in it. Rather than just like the mass-produced stuff you get in the supermarket. Yeah, the fancy stuff. Been a while since I've had anything like that. But it does make for a nice treat. So I'm going to try to stretch this out a little bit because the relaxing thing makes it like go closer together. So I'm like going to try to overcompensate it a little bit. Here's a jar of honey. You only have to pay 2 grams for a spoonful, but oh god, is it good? Yeah, that's the good stuff. As I said, it's normally bought for gifts. It's not really bought on the reg. And sometimes it's even like, yeah, this is like so nice. I don't want to put it in honey. I just want to like just have a bit as a treat. Not put it in, you know what I mean? Put it in drinks and stuff. Just like it's just nice on its own because it's so good. Not really something you do with supermarket honey that just goes in tea or cooking. Yeah, you just throw that in. If you're making like a nice like kind of stir fry, like throwing it in, just throwing in like some honey to add that sweetness to it. It's just mwah. Or like a barbecue glaze. Yeah, when you have the nice honey, it's like it's too nice for that. It needs to be enjoyed on its own. Went too far. Also, the whole thing needs to be moved up slightly. It's still really nice. There's not a cloud in the sky today. Good lord. And I'm in here. You don't want to waste the good honey on cooking with it. Yeah. That's that good shit. Oops, I accidentally moved the UI. I hate it when I do that. I'll try to keep it here. The sky is one big cloud. Oh my god, yeah. I feel like that's the actual default British weather. The default British weather isn't raining, it's just the entire sky is this nondescript white-grey colour. That's default British weather. In fact, because it's been a few days since it rained, actually, I might water the garden tonight. Don't want the plants dying. There we go. Put that back to how it should be. You need to just be opened up like a bit. Okay. Everyone asks why I moved to the rain when I moved to the UK, but honestly, the amount of rain is not different. It's just a more dreary grey. I just tend to forget the sun exists now. Yeah, I feel like it's actually a slightly unfair stereotype. It's like, oh, England just rains all the time. Of like, it doesn't. It doesn't. I assume we probably just get a regular amount of rain. It's just a stereotype for some reason. Hello, Core. How's it going? If I used to live up north in Newcastle, when it rains, fair enough. That is fair. I was just saying, cackling as one of my friends saw the Krieg models I had painted and just received the notification of you metal on your Kriegers now. And now I'm dying. What? Why? What? What? I feel like I'm missing a joke there. They wanted an explanation how I did the metal. Oh, okay. They were so ecstatic that they forgot how to English. That's the good kind of feedback, when you make something and people just go, and you're like, yay, yay. Okay. So that underside also goes fairly straight. Good. Good. I'm going to widen this out that way. Like that. Which means that these bits... make sure I've got island mode on so I don't miss anything. These bits I'm going to bring out and also make a little bigger, just so we're giving more space to everyone. We have the technology. You can go here, in fact. So now, if we do our little rainbow trick, how does it look? Which is grab everything and do this. Nice. Although you are moving in the opposite direction, aren't you? You are. You're moving in the opposite direction, actually. Which is this bit here. Yeah, I want those two bits to move in the same direction, so you need to be flipped this way. Like that. So that when we move them, they flow in the same direction. There we go. So... yeah, I think that's what I want. So if a audio link signal is sent down, that's the direction that it moves in along the scarf, which is that I want it to move down towards the tip, both tips. So the knot is like where it flips, but you don't see the point. Is there going to be a length toggle? No. No. If you want long scarf, you have long, or you don't. If you want scarf smaller, you grab bone and you scale. If you want it smaller, you can do that in Unity. If you want it smaller, you do that. I guess I could program that in, but that's more work for me. Okay, but I think our UV is done. Was considering Shimmer as a small guy, how would it work? Well, the scarf as a whole, you have to scale to the model size as well, remember? So the whole thing you would scale down. Because when you put it into Unity, it's going to come in. Even though this is Blender, it's going to come in and it's going to be at approximately... Nope, wrong one. It's going to be approximately at that height. So in order to get it to fit a cobble anyway, you need to grab it, move it down, and scale it anyway. So it will already be... the scarf is designed to be long regardless of your avatar. So even when scaled down to fit the cobble, it's going to be long and drag on the ground. But if your goal is to have a scarf that doesn't drag on the ground, then that is how you would do it. You would grab the bone and scale the bone. There are ways around it. Tale of a Man and a Monster. So yeah, I think our UV is done, which means it's everyone's favourite. Going into Substance. I don't think I'm going to try to unravel this in any way for Substance. I think I'm just going to leave it as that. Assuming you're fairly amused by the recent Hell of a Boss announcement. Because I was away and helping a friend move, I've actually been in kind of AFK from the internet for 2 days, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Hell of a Boss is now on Prime and YouTube. 2 new seasons have been greenlit. Are we confusing Hell of a Boss with Has Been Hotel? No, we're not. It's gonna have Has Been Hotel. Because I was gonna say, it's already on YouTube. What do you mean it's on YouTube? It's cool that it's on Prime. It's already on YouTube. Has Been Hotel's been greenlit for 2 more seasons. Right. So they're linking the 2 together. Okay, I was confused. Hell of a Boss is on Prime on YouTube. It's already on YouTube. That's neat. Going forward, Hell of a Boss will be both Prime first and then on YouTube. Okay, so they have done a business deal with the Amazon. Understandable. So we're going to object, apply, all transforms. We select the rig and we go clear rotation. I'm also gonna clear scale because I actually did do that. Save that. We select both of them. Export and FBX. I'm gonna override the one we already have. Selected objects, the armature and the mesh. FBX all. And save. Okay. Right, fun part. Say goodbye to the avatars, everybody, but we have to make sacrifices. Because it's not even my favorites anymore. It's Substance time. Yep, full power needed. We need as much processing power from the computer as we can get. Substance alone has made me realise why some streamers have a 2 PC setup, where they have their quote-unquote main PC running whatever they are doing, and sending the stream, and then sends that information over to a secondary PC, and that secondary PC is the one that handles actually firing the stream, like, data to Twitch. Like, I get it now. Right, no. Quick access. Let's go to... Where did you put it? Go to file location. Copy that. Put it there. FBX. Hope no crash. Fingers crossed. It's not like it's a busy model. I got a bit of dead skin on my finger that's bothering me. There we go. There we go. Of course, everything's got different movement controls. Right. Save as, substance files, accessories, new folder, long scarf. Long scarf 1. Hello, Nemo. How are you doing, lovely? Okay. I use red as my default colour for a lot of things because all of my avatars are blue, so it stands out nice. I have a cold. No. Who knew extra dimensional beings could get colds? I know, right? That shouldn't be allowed. Ugh, there's a big whistle between my teeth then. Oh, we're lagging. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm gonna mask it. I'm also gonna mask this. And I'm going to go down to polyselect, and I'm going to unmask you and unmask all of you because you are a decent density, but you guys, I felt, were not a decent density. Here we go. Behold, a red scarf. Method, texture. Put both of you into that group. Wow. Mind you, I'm used to getting sick. I'm quite good at dealing with it, but I felt like whining a little bit as a treat. You're allowed to whine as a treat. I wish I had some to make me soup. Oh, I wish I could make you soup. I would make soup for my sick friends. I have had soup made for me when I am sick by friends. Resting is my speciality. That is true. You are very experienced in it. And that works pretty well. Unfortunately, I live in the mystical far-off land of Oz. Really? How's the road going? The yellow one. I always just remember that meme, which is literally like, I want to hang out with my friends, but they all live in the middle of fuck nowhere, like fucking Narnia or some shit. And I'm like, that's true. That's true. Pretty sure they bricked up the road. Ah. Good question, where does the red brick road go to? Oxford, I think. Don't know, last I checked, the ETA was unlimited. Uh-oh. Put the new folder. Long scarf. File, new, red scarf. Export. Okay, so the next part I'm going to look at is... I'm going to turn that off. We need to open the Somna Guide. I was thinking about the Red Brick Road, but I thought it was too nick to mention. Oh, the Red Brick Road is actually referenced to something else? Then that is... I do not know what that one is either. I was making a joke about Red Brick Universities. Well, that probably went over the head of everyone who isn't English. I've gained random niche knowledge via my doom scrolling, as is the way. Right. New fill layer. And the colour of this one is going to be this, that we colour pick from the Somna. And then we're also going to add in this fill layer that we're going to colour pick from the Somna Guide, which is you. If only we could have some outer dimensional hot mall and hang out. Yeah, unfortunately the closest we have is VR chat. I have forgotten how to do certain things. Why is that not displaying? In the movie, there are two roads. The yellow one and the red one is shown before she leaves the Munchkin village. I actually never noticed that. Huh. Munchkin Town, that's where the red and yellow brick roads meet and intertwine. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's going to probably be in reference maybe to the book. That's probably going to be in partial reference to the book. I'm not currently reading / listening to The Wizard of Oz, but I'm currently listening to the audiobook of Wicked. It is nothing like the musical. Like, shockingly unlike the musical. Books are very different. Yeah, they are. I don't know how far in I am. It doesn't tell me. I don't know how far in. The book never mentions the red road. Okay. Could just be a visual design thing. But in listening to the Wicked book, there isn't a mention of a red road, but there is sort of like a sort of weirdly there's a bit of an explanation to sort of imply where the ruby slippers come from, as in where rubies are found in the world, which was an interesting thing that I wasn't expecting. Of like, oh, there's an actual like place where rubies were found and potentially mined from. I recommend reading the whole series. I might do. The Wicked is interesting. Like I said, I'm probably like, I don't know how far in. I feel like I've listened to maybe 2 or 3 hours of the audiobook. Can you display what chapter I'm on? How about that? I don't know how far in I am. What chapter am I on? Yeah, the entirety of the first like act in the book, which is literally like about Munchkinland and stuff, and basically when Elphaba was born and when she was a baby, it is like nothing like the musical at all. And it's only Act 2 that we're actually getting to like the school and stuff. Also, I'm gonna be right back because I really need to go to the bathroom again because that's what I get for having a huge amount of tea. I'll be right back. Hello, I return. Hi. Go back to what we were saying. Talking about Wicked, love me some Wicked. Yes, I was talking about the fact that the Wicked book is very unlike the musical, at least for the first sort of third of the book that I've listened to. But I suppose that is the bit talking about, it basically goes over Elphaba being born and being a baby and when she was like 1 year old, but it's like, the vibes are not what I expected. It continues being different, damn. I'm not saying it's bad by any means. I am going to keep listening to it. I was actually shocked. I was shocked, especially because the audiobook, unsurprisingly, on Audible, has a new cover, which is obviously a cover tying it into the musical, which is just wild to me because of how unlike the musical it is. It almost feels like false advertisement in a way. Before we go any further, Sam, I need you to wipe the board. Thank you, Core. Thank you for being honest. There we go. We have a new board. I need to read the next one. I never got around to it. It is a series. I think I did know that. I think I did know that there was multiple books. Yeah, The Wicked Years. So, Wicked, son of a witch, a lion, a young man, out of Oz and Elfie. According to Audible. Well, the other ones are on there, so I'll probably listen to them at some point. Highly recommend the full series. I read them ages ago and I recall I enjoyed them very much. Nice. I've got quite a long list because I do way better with audiobooks than I do with actual, like, sitting down and reading. I wish I did do better. I own a lot of books, but sitting down and reading them is, like, hard for me. And I wish I was better. And I think it is literally just because I find it hard to sit down and be away from things, which is so unhealthy for me. But my problem is that all of my friends are in my box that is my phone and my computer, and I like to be present and talking to my friends. I mostly read on public transport. That's the thing of, like, because obviously I'm a streamer and artist, so I work from home. So audiobooks are good for me because I can do other things, like I can get chores done and stuff, which is a big one of, oh, I've got to do the ironing, I can also put an audiobook on. Right, I was in the process of doing this, and I was confused why it wasn't displaying. Is it because it's a fill layer? Do I need to put it on a paint layer instead? I am confusion. Cole wants that shiny Absol. I don't even know if I have any Cherish Balls. Apparently I do. Do I want to use the gradient? I feel like I want to paint. I feel like painting this manually might just be better, actually. I feel like doing this manually would work better. I heard you say Cherish Ball, so I ended up typing Cherish Ball. Rip. Okay, so I'm gonna go with, like, this, I think. I can already feel Substance lagging already, and we're doing such a minor thing. Jesus. Substance just has to have a memory leak that Adobe refuses to fix. Because I swear it gets worse the longer it goes. Like, the longer you have the program open. I'm just gonna close that and let it like calm down a bit. Substance isn't made of a very good substance. It is not. It is not. Alright, I'm gonna go look in the Ferality Discord just to see if anybody else has been like making stuffs. A day or two. Okay, open recent long scarf. Let's have a look in Ferality. Let's see. God, there's some pretty things in here. But also, I'm struggling to see the screen a little bit because of the glare. So let me close the curtains. Man, there's some pretty things in here. Okay. Okay, I was mostly looking at like how people have done the grid textures, but they literally do just kind of like slap a grid on there. Alright. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to go to a very soft brush. I'm going to turn down the opacity. Substance needs a substance better program. Yeah. For a while, I'm for fun while I'm sick. I've been watching some old Merlin TV series playing around the idea of a two-player D&D campaign, one player, one DM. Well, by the player being able to summon pets and a creature collector type thing. Am I doing sick right? I feel like yes and no. Of like, I'm sick, so I'm just gonna relax and do something. But it's like, I don't know if that's what the right idea, but I literally can't comment. Put that in there. And we're blending. And we're blending. Now the question is, actually, now that I come to be here, how the hell am I going to apply a grid pattern in Substance? Okay. One sec, chat. Bah, Spook just asking about food and stuff. yeah, how am I going to apply a grid? Now that I'm actually in Substance Painter and I'm looking at things, I'm like, how am I going to do that? Managed to press the B key 3 times there, apparently. Nice. Pink gradient. Okay, let's try Googling. How do I apply a grid? Patterns. That looks like it might be helpful.
So I brought in
I don't know if I have anything that has like a grid pattern on it.
So I've got this, and what I want to do is I want to have some kind of holes over top of this. And I've just brought in a simple plane, and it's larger than the hole. All right, we're going to do this in texture and substance painter. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do.
Right, do we have anything in here? Is that? That's not quite what I'm after there. Is that? Also not quite what I'm after.
Change the shader to PBR.
That's close. Okay, I don't think Substance has a grid in it. Hmm.
So this is not yet what we want these settings. So we go back to the tile generator and probably a number of other things. But in the fill layer,
Make a fill layer.
in the grayscale.
The grayscale. I don't know where that is. Hang on.
So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to call this mask. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I want to create the holes. So I'm going to add a fill layer.
Fill layer. Okay. Black mask. Then we add a fill to the black mask itself. And then into that we go. Ah. Ah. that's not quite what we're after, but it's close. Invert, invert, invert. Okay, what colour is the grid on all of these? Oh god, it's really hard to tell. Is it just white? Or is it gold? I think it might be gold. Oh, there's no white on the palette, so I think it's gold. So I got me a new glam for my gatherers. It's not as sexy as the last one, but it fits where I'm doing most of my work at the moment, so... Oh, you made yourself like a spacesuit? Okay, that's doing... Oh, it's making a pretty gradient, but that's not what I'm after. Literally, yes. Excellent. It's making a pretty gradient, but that's not what I'm after. So I need to increase this. I was decreasing it, but apparently I need to increase it. Yeah, there we go. That's starting to look more like what we're after. I could do with it being thinner. Size? See what I meant about the UV positioning? In that, in having the grid go over the fabric. Oh god, it's making everything lag again. Goddamn Substance, why are you like this? I'm literally not doing anything. I'm going through a menu. But you're like, nom nom nom, time to consume all of the frames. You done? I have 32 gigs of RAM. It's not a RAM issue. The program is just poorly made. Hmm. Interesting. No. 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 We're gradually getting worse. No. No. This is a fun texture that I could put on other stuff. It doesn't match the Dreamweave thing that Somna provides. Well, that's fun. Hmm. I want the lines to be thinner. Dr. Pitt, let's have a look, see. That's a spacesuit. Nice. That's just a spacesuit.
So this is not yet. So let's come to here to the opacity. Let's slide this all the way up. And now we can see almost a fence-like thing through to my speaker without creating this in geometry. All right, so let's get to the actual pattern that I want. There are a number of settings. So down here under pattern type, I'm going to choose, let's try parabola. And then you can mess with these. Let's try changing the tile and just doing it that way. And then adjusting this.
Ooh. I don't think so.
So we have holes through and they're transparent. Let's, on top of this all, add a material. And just for the sake of argument, this. So we can see through, but we also see some
Nope. Nope.
nasty.
Nope. Okay.
Sort of faceting here.
Ah.
First thing I'm going to try.
Well, that's not us. We were so close, but not quite.
Next thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to come back down here. I'm going to add another filter. This one will be the blur filter, so now watch it over there.
Ah, that was almost what I was after. It's like fading out. Why is it fading out?
Either instead of the substance designer to create that effect, bring it up a little bit.
Sense and texture ideas. Fair enough.
I can change the scale.
I get what you're trying to do, Voz. I'm trying to match. I'm not trying to like give it a fabric texture. I'm trying to match the Somna like texture guide, which puts this kind of grid pattern on these things. It's called Dreamweave cloth. It's like it like explains it down here. It has this like grid pattern on it, so I'm just trying to put a basic grid in Substance without me having to like make a grid image and import it, but maybe I am just gonna have to make a grid image and import it. Because I want the lines to be thinner, because this is making them thicker, and then I want them to be thinner, but once we get past sort of like this point, it starts like fading them out. And I'm like, that's not what I'm after. So that's not doing what I want. So I don't know if this is what I'm after.
There's more than one way to achieve the same kind of thing. Alright, so I've got circles here. I'm using a
That's not doing it.
So very similar using those two. Alright? Now, if you scroll right down to the very bottom, you'll see custom pattern. And this is used a lot in Substance Designer. Pattern, plug it into a tile generator or tile sampler. Let's try a couple of those over here too. Let's type in circle and take this one, this shaped circle here.
What if we did this instead?
And I'm going to squeeze it so that it is an actual circle, not like every other.
Okay, where's the
And
frickin'
up here, you come up to pattern
brick?
type,
Custom image.
image input. So I have this, it's now using this.
What if we use this square? There we go. That's what I want. sharper edges. And then just like with the other one, I'm going to duplicate this and put on a mask and make a smaller version for these bits, because obviously the grid is like a lot bigger on there than it is on there. Okay, so let me look at the image again. I think that's not far off size-wise, actually. Oh, Jesus, you can, like, offset it. Okay, not what I want. So we're just going to leave you on 1. Leave scale on 1. $30? Yeah. Maybe out there? Maybe about that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Because they're quite thin lines. The horn sticking out replaced by techno horns and the cat people of ears sticking out. Yes, it's very common for helms that like completely encase ears to either put in slots to accommodate them or to make like little ear socks, which is very cute. So, dream. I'm gonna go with grid. Mid. We'll just put grid mid. I'm gonna duplicate this. This is gonna be grid end. And I will change this one. Where was it? No. Pattern? Was it under pattern? Oh no, it was right here. And then I'm going to go to here. And then we're going to also do this. I think, is this gonna mess it up or? Yeah, okay, so. A folder would probably be a good way to do it. And then we add a black mask to the folder. Like this. Yeah, there you go. So we're getting the little grid on the big bit. The underlying theme. God, it's so laggy. Why? Then we do another folder and put you in there as well. Grid, brackets, mid. Grid, brackets, ends. The underlying theme. And then we need to invert that. So I'm going to copy that mask that I just did. I'm going to paste it into here, paste into mask. And then I am going to invert mask. And now we have the grid. Dropped an image of a cat now. Let's have a look. Aww, cute. Right, time to tweak some of this. I feel like it would be neat if the grid had metallic and emission on it. I just feel like that would be neat. Also, let's put roughness on this. Texture settings. I don't know why emission is never in by default. Emissive. There you go. You want emissive added in. Emissive layer. Remove height, remove normal, remove roughness. I'm going to leave metallic in. Emissive. Suddenly it pops. Like that. There we go. So it glows. It glows. Metallic. Let me turn the emissive off, just so I can look at how the metallic looks. Nice. Me like. Me like. Okay, so we're gonna an emissive in U is going to be black. No emissive on that, just so that there's the on and off, basically. So how does that look with the emissive on? It loses a little bit of the metallic, not gonna lie. I suppose the thing about emissive is that they're always optional, because people don't have to plug in the emissive texture if they don't want. Instead of making the emissive its color, I might just make the emissive white. Oh wait, that's the base color. Emissive white. No, I feel like I want it to be its color. Ugh. I'm gonna head off, take care. Bye, Das. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going back into the Virality Discord. Man, there's so many pretty Somna stuff. There's so much pretty Somna things that people are making. Very pretty. Okay. I mean, I need the emission. I will need the emission so that there's a mask for people to plug in for. Excuse me, for Audio Link. Not that I'm very well versed in how Audio Link is set up. Alright. Okay, let's put all of this in one big folder. It causes everything to lag out. Substance Painter is the worst program. Yes, grids. All I'm trying to do is move layers, and it is causing everything to lag. Oh well. Because you're on the wrong layer. Shut up, Core, it's not appreciated. There we go. Gosh, it took us like 5 minutes to just move a layer. Okay, we got there eventually though. So that is the Dreamweave cloth. Done. So let me save that, and we're going to export that as well. Export textures. New folder, Dream Weave Staff. Select. Export. There we go. There is like maybe more I want to do on Substance, but Substance has already got me all riled up from just being an atrocious piece of software to work with. So we are going to go do something else for a little bit. And I close Substance and I regain my frame rate. Do-do-do-do. It says something when it's like, oh god, Substance is being awful, let's go work in Unity instead. Just like, they're both awful pieces of programming. Love game development, love game development, love game development. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Yes, import all of these. Mm-hmm. Okay, inspector. Excuse me. Just occurred to me. Let me check some things. Let me get my downloads, and then let me grab Unity, which is right there on my desktop. Unity downloads, Ferality, new folder, Ferality underscore Sumner underscore 25. I can't believe this is gonna be like the 4th Ferality I've gone to properly. I went to Legends, but like I don't really count it because I went for like a day, and I didn't really like do anything there. It's like saying I went for a day. It's like, oh, I went for 2 hours in the evening. Whereas Aqua, the one after, I actually went to and did stuff with people. Okay, so downloads, Somna Creator Assets. Let's put you in there. And let's actually see what they are. So we got some patterns that we can put on things. That's pretty neat. We've got the sigils, substance alphas for the sigils, as well as transparent PNGs for the sigils. That's what they look like. We've seen them in the style guide, which looks like we've got a high-res version of the style guide. Constellation alphas as well. Okay. Okay, so there's no shader stuff in here yet. It's just sigils and alphas. Still useful. Didn't Cash say that like a shader, a version of the shader was already available? That's not surprising. Hi everyone, we're doing some things differently. Friday Santley is reading. Hello, yeah. Inflation has increased significantly across the world, and we cannot continue to operate without some adjustments to pricing. That's unsurprising. Cost of everything's going up, including the cost for ferality. Interesting. Oh, ferality's registration is actually open now. And they've included a handy little thing to be like, hey, if you purchase early, then you get the early price, and then it's standard pricing. So I should probably do that, because I'm gonna go. Probably because I was away, I missed the announcement of, hey, registration is actually open. Oh yeah, they literally went today at 6 a.m. Hey, registration's open. And then they were like, we're going to make a proper announcement later.
Hi there, I'm Dal.
Oh. So yeah, registration is open for Somna. Should probably do that while it's cheaper. Okay. But no mention of a shader yet. I was looking to see if there was a shader anywhere. So, we'll just carry on for now. Create a new material. Red. Scarf. Hang on, before I get any further, let me check on Spook. Okay. I'll be a little longer, give me a sec, guys. Okie dokie, yeah. Spook has is to go back out for something, so he's just made himself some quick food. Yeah, I have the Umbra shader, the Ferality Umbra shader. But I don't think the Somna shader is available. Maybe it is. Maybe if I just Google it, Ferality Somna shader. Anything? Where might I see if there are assets? And I remember that I seeing something that was like, there's now a like package tool, yeah, Ferality Umbra shader, Somna shader. There we go. Right, hang on, save. Close. It's in the Creator Companion. Somna shader. Add. This package version does not define which Unity version it supports. It may not work your project. I believe it should. Oh, everything needs updating as well. Oh, good music. What are people having for dinner today? Because it looks like I'm just going to have mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is my default meal for me and Spook are not eating together for whatever reason, because he is not a big fan of cheese and I love cheese. So, mac and cheese is we're eating separately. with you. It's barely 1, so I haven't had thoughts on dinner yet. Have you had lunch? Maybe rice and veggies. Fair enough. I've got some mushrooms that I'm probably gonna chop up and throw in as well, just so there's like something else in the mac and cheese. Also, Ferrari now has an actual like unified place to be like, oh, here's all here's all the conventions that you've been to, here's all of the like stuff you would have got in the past, so like all of your badges and things, which I like because as I said, I did technically go to Legends, but I didn't really do much stuff with it, and so I actually didn't save the Virality Legends con badge, because you always get a con badge. And some people like literally make lanyards for VRC and they put their con badges on them, and there's some that are literally like big ones that you can put multiple ones on them. And I saw one where they literally had every con badge for every Virality they'd been to, and I kind of felt like I wanted to maybe see if I could do the same. But I was like, oh, dang it, I don't have all the con badges saved. Well, now I can go back and get them. Which is neat. Maybe I'll put them on this scarf. I haven't really thought too much about what I'm going to do for my avatar for Somna. Because last year for Umbra, I went as the Nova Beast, which I can probably show you in a sec. And I got like basically just a bunch of free clothes. Because Lord knows the Nova Beast has a lot of stuff made for it. But like, because I went to the effort of making this new avatar for me, I kind of want to do something with it. But because it is a completely custom avatar, basically, there won't really be any pre-existing clothes for it. I would either have to make some or fit some. Right, over Umbra. Nova Beast. And Umbra Nova. With its massive glaive, yeah, here's the Nova Beast that I did for Umbra. As my Umbra attendance badge. And stuff. Cool jacket. That was my Umbra thing. Really went hard. I think Umbra is the one that I've been went the hardest on, and that I've actually had like an Umbra avatar with like an outfit on as well, because I don't tend to do outfits either. So almost instinctively, I'm like, even though it would be easy because there's a lot of stuff for the Nova, and I kind of don't want to use the Nova again. Anyway, right. So assets, accessories. Long scarf, red scarf, shader, Virality, Somna shader. Okay, main texture. Oh wait, no, this is the red one, which is just my normal one. So standard. Got ahead of ourselves. Red is just the standard wheel. That's height, that's metallic, that's normal NGL, and roughness. Normal map. Dreamweave. Right, create a material. dream weave underscore scarf underscore map. Let me rename this accordingly. Red underscore scarf underscore map. Shaders. Oh man. Exactly. Oh man. This hasn't exported correctly because that grid doesn't feel like that's correct. Maybe it is? I don't know. I could have sworn that looked different in Substance. I don't want to reopen Substance right now. Alright, standard. We want to go Ferality Summoner Shader. I didn't put anything in the normal map. Mission. I don't know what favorite color means. Special effects, Starshine. What does that mean? Whoa. Whoa, it's moving. That's trippy. Ooh. Stardust. Looks a lot like Pyomi's glitter option. Wait, this seam isn't correct either. Why does this texture doesn't look like it's exported correctly? Dreamweave, that's literally the name of the material. Interesting. Oh, that's neat. Just an inbuilt, like, rainbow effect. Outline. So suddenly it matches in with the Nova. They always like having this outline on shaders now. That's kind of neat. Main emission. Enable. Yeah, like that. Oh, it like overlays its own grid if you enable Dreamweave. Interesting. Well, in that case, do you even need a texture? You can just, like, put this shader on it. Oh, but the grid doesn't look correct there. You can just plug this shader in and just be like, yep, there you go. Did it. Oh, damn. Another texture, Starry Night Sky. I mean, basically a given. That's the unspoken texture for Somna of, like, yeah, we know. So if push comes to shove, I have got a character ready, an avatar ready for Somna, and it's Kika. Reminder that I did this. So interesting. Of like, kind of don't need, after all that, I kind of don't need to provide a texture for Dreamweave because there's one just in the shader. It kind of does its own thing. Something that is Kika themed. It is Kika themed. Also, Kika is spelt with 2 E's, not 2 I's. Yeah, she's ready to go. She is on brand. If I could just slap my scarf on Kika and just be like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Yes, that is how Kika is spelt. So, because the interesting thing is that, like I said, this, funny enough, Starshine's one of the nicknames for Kika. As is Dreamweaver. Can't make it up. That's a very weird one. But yeah, Stardust. I don't know what Z-Ride is, but Stardust. I like how they turn green to show that you've enabled them. Yeah, if I mess around with the Stardust thing, because Kika's sparkles in these pictures are actually part of the shader. They're part of the Poyomi shader, the sparkles in her feathers. They're part of the shader used on the avatar. So if I were to take her to Somna, we'd want to use Somna's shader, because Somna's shader reacts with the stuff happening in Somna. So can I recreate how her sparkles look with this shader? Is the question I'm asking. Because her sparkles actually have a different shape. This sort of, like, as you can see, star shape, sort of like slight cross to them, rather than just being dots, which is what the default sparkle on Poyomi is. And that's why I was like, oh, it's Poyomi sparkle, because they're just dots. They look exactly the same. So is there a setting in here that would let me change the shape of the spots? And I'm not seeing that. There's an option to turn it rainbow. That's fun. Which apparently does now not want to toggle off. Size. Sparkle amount. Yeah, crank that up. Oh, wow, it's actually, like, coming away from the surface. That's interesting. That's different. We can make them bigger. But as far as I can see, though, nowhere for me to change or mask what the sparkle actually looks like. It did look like Rainbow Road, yeah. Constellation, enable. Sprite sheet. What does that mean, though? I don't know what that means. Ooh. So it's making like something fade in and out of that. Okay. Interesting. Mask. Map 1. Ah, but map 1 isn't specified. Slightly annoying that it was close but not quite, of like... I just needed like an option to change the shape of these. That would be like ideal. And then I could have, because this was the bit that always confused me with Poyomi, of like, we've added in sparkle and it adds in this circle thing, and I'm like, I guess it gives a sparkling effect, but why don't you make them more sort of starry shaped? So that was what I did. I went and made my own more starry shaped one, which I think looks nicer. It actually looks like stars. And now we've done the same here, like we've just gone with dots, and I'm like, could we not have like made them at least a little bit star shaped? Instead of circles, can we not make them a star? No drag and drop shot. Not that I can see. That's what I was looking for. Like, I can't see a channel for me to put this in, which Poyomi does have. Do I have Poyomi installed in my... I do. Poyomi Toon. I went to special effects and went to glitter / sparkle. Shape. There's an option for circle or square, but there's another option here, shape and color, where you can plug in a custom shape here. So if I just find something random to put in. Star, there we go. Suddenly they're little teeny tiny stars now. See, they're little teeny tiny stars now. And that's what I've got on Kika. They're little teeny tiny stars. But not this star. I made my own one. So there's just an option there of like what do you want the shape to be. And that's kind of what I was hoping for when I found that. Faraday Somna. It's kind of what I was hunting for. I was like, is there a shape option here? Isn't that just Nary and Poyomi? But yeah. But yeah, I can't see an option to let me change. I was like, oh, is it Constellation? But I think Constellation adds like a secondary thing that goes across it. In fact, if I plug in this Constellation thing there. There you go. So occasionally constellations will fly over. So it's like a second layer. Which is cool, but not what I'm trying to do. I don't want to make a second layer. I'm trying to change the first layer. So that's not what I'm after. The mask is going to be you telling the areas what you do and don't want. That's what the mask is for. So that's a shame. That's a shame. That's one. Sad. You got a size shader, a mount, sparkle size, speed scale, edge, height, but nothing to change their shape. So close, so close. It's still cool. It's still cool. Because as I said, like the default in Pyomi is also circle, but just when I found out for me personally that I could put in a custom actual like star shape, I was just like, well, this is just better. Okay. Oh, I'm dumb. I know why the grid pattern isn't correct on this. It's because it's not the updated FBX. The texture isn't incorrect, the model is incorrect. Long scarf. Replace file and destination. Things may break. Maybe I was wrong. Save? I will, thank you. Ah, there you go. Yeah, look, that one this one fits correctly now, so yeah. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay, it did update it. Yeah, that's how the texture is meant to be. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. The problem with audio link stuff is that I flat out don't know how it works. Unfortunately. I flat out don't know how it works. I don't even know how to test it either. I don't know. I straight up don't know if any of that is correct. I don't know how it works. Just fix the above issues. Oh, autofix. I mean, what if I did a test? What if I did a test and just went to see how it looked? I have no idea if any of those settings are correct. I'm probably gonna have to do the kind of like lazy thing of like, I provided you with the textures, but you've got to set it up to disguise the fact that I don't know how to set it up myself. Ooh, compiling the shader. Autofix creates more errors. It doesn't, it's fine. Those aren't errors, that's just VRChat going, hey, your avatar performance is poor, and as everybody who plays VRChat ever is, I go, cool, red, 6 o'clock. Ooh boy, this is taking a while. Yeah, I guess I need to look at getting my Ferality Somna ticket at some point, since it is cheaper if you get it within the next week. I suppose it's closer to 2 weeks. It said May the 12th? So yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, 2-week window. That makes sense. God damn, this is taking a while. What is happening with my phone? It just went off like multiple times in a row. The need to fix VRC as poor as our brackets furry standard. No, that's very much furry's fault. I'm as someone who does game dev and study game design and stuff. They're there for a reason. They're there for a reason. But hey, at least it's poor, not very poor. I've met plenty of people in VRChat where I'm like, Jesus Christ, your optimization is atrocious, it's even making me stutter. Non-VR mode. I have no idea if the thing that I have done is even vaguely going to work. Look, a lot of my avatars end up in the poor category because I have wings, frankly. Because they tend to add in a lot of much more polygons, an extra material, an extra mesh renderer, and the fizz bones that are tied to them. So unfortunately, kind of by default, a lot of my avatars end up in poor, but there are a few that are actually in medium, which is kind of nice. So on the very rare occasion where I've been in a world and someone's been like, "Can you go into a better optimized avatar, please?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can actually." Whereas most people just sort of go, "Oh, you need to get a better PC. It's your fault." What ranking are you again? VR chat needs to load it. Been a while since I've checked it. Oh my goodness, Dan. Hi, darling. 32 months. That's insane. Thank you so much. I love you. How are you doing? How was your day? Yeah, medium. My Evo Rex, not the regular Rex. Sounds like a kick ban situation. I mean, yeah, that is generally what happens. Especially in worlds where they like literally have like a rule sign stuck on the outside of like your avatar needs to be medium or better so that people don't crash, and they're like, and it's like, cool, well, go, leave. So yeah, so I have got a medium avatar. Look, it's all green. Skin meshes. Wings. Adds an extra skin mesh. That's all there is. That's the only one. And fizz bones, because again, wings. So it's good. It's all right. And the cobble. Humble brag. God, things are slow at loading. Joins with very poor avatar, complains, changes into cube, am I good now? Yeah, it's always the same, isn't it? The same sarcasm of just like, you need to change into a better avatar, and they change into like a cube, and it's just like, is this any good? And it's like, yes, it is. But yeah, humble brag. Cobble, good. The avatar I made, good. Notice, again, doesn't have wings. But it's all green. It's all green. The avatar that I made is green. Ah. Bah. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to do. Worlds. Favorited? Please tell me I favorited it. Avatar Worlds? No. It's not a game. Heck. A lady cobble? Heck. How dare you? I made them. They're mine. You're just borrowing them. I might have this one. Visit. Invite only. Create and invite me. There it is. I disagree, but can't be asked to push the issue. That means I win. Alright, well, before I forget anything else, worlds. Current world. Add favorites. That'll do. I felt like 100 favorites was a lot, so the fact that I'm like in the 40s is actually already surprising to me. Right. I'm going to assume that this is not going to achieve anything. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, go figure, nothing's happened. Yeah. This is always such a problem to use. Well, data is being fired, but none is being received, so I've set up something wrong. Which is not surprising. I'm good, how are you? I'm good! So how's your day? How are you doing? Thank you so much for the sub, I love you. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing with any of these settings, so I don't know what I did wrong. Because, like, emission on, Luma glow, zone 1, global, motorfly, tint. And I'm just like, is that good? Does that not count for it being turned on? But apparently it does not. It is not turned on. So I don't know. So I think it probably is going to be I wash my hands of it and be like, look, it's up to you to set it up, because I don't fucking know how to set it up. I don't know. I want to play that game once so you can test it for next VRCon night. VRware. Yes, you did send me that one, didn't you? Did I bookmark that one? Apparently I didn't. I don't remember what that is, but apparently it's gone now. Terror of Nowhere April Fool's update. That's funny. Space Jam. Unfortunately, Jet Ski Rush makes me horrendously motion sick. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it's supposed to work. I don't know if I did it wrong. But hey, at least the scarf be flowing. It'd be looking pretty. And it's so wiggly, even the slightest mouse movement causes it to wiggle. Which is funny. It's in the DMs, thank you. Have a look. Series of fast-paced mini-games. Ah, one of those. View instance, that's what I'm after. Because no, I'm not going to join a public one. Add favorites, games. There you go. I'll look at that later. But yeah, otherwise, I'm honestly not sure what to do. Of like, tick. I don't know how else I'm supposed to turn it on. So, I don't know how to turn it on or how it works. It's a big gap. Passionate wiggles, indeed. It's a gap in my current VR chat knowledge of like there's a decent amount of stuff I now know how to do, but audio link is not one of them. In theory, I've set up the UVs so that they will work well with audio link, like the pattern should flow along the length of the scarf, but I don't know how to turn it on in game. There's the sort of visual indication that the Luma data is like firing So, because nothing is happening here. What if we did no audio link and just LumaGlow? Maybe the two are like interacting with one another. Could really do with some documentation on this, frankly. LumaGlow documentation? Nope, because that's bringing up some sort of light bulb. Cool.
Aqua Shader. You might already have an emission in Kudu. Lastly, we're going to configure LumaGlow. While there are many advanced options to mess around with, this is the easiest way to add it to your avatar. Make sure your emission color is white. Check Enable Zones under Emission Glow. Then, make sure Gradient 1 is selected in the drop-down menu. From here, you can scroll down and check Debug to quickly see if your LumaGlow is working.
That's annoying. There's a tutorial for like the Aqua Shader, which is already a couple years old, and they're literally like, oh, there's a debug thing that you can tick to see if it's working. And I'm like, I don't see that. There's no debug option, so how could I know? You didn't add a debug. I got no idea. I got zero clue. Zero clue. Well, let me think. So, I guess technically the two textures are done. Well, that's loading. Let me have a think. So the two textures are done. So I suppose what is needed next for this is I need to put it on a variety of avatars to show that it can fit different ones. Take a bunch of photos of it and package it up and make the storefront. Actually, maybe make an actual to-do list. They minimize the 500 windows that you have to have open. To do. So okay, so let's see, what have we done? We have done this. We've done checking the UVs. We have done getting a proper texture done. I'll want to do the package first, so package package up scarf, because in packaging it up, I can then add it into multiple avatars. Package up, add to other avatars. Photos I've got listed here, and then store page. So we're doing 2 out of 6. That's still going, huh? That is still going. Build successful, okay? So avatars, go back into you, and then we go back into here to refresh it. It did it's doing the thing. Look. Okay, I think it was because I had both options on. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe the problem was I had emission and audio link. And it's changing colours, which is what it's supposed to do. Because it's supposed to match these. Hang on. Options, mirror. Hi. Oh, you're off. Mwah. Okay, see you soon. I love you. Ah, look, there we go. So this is matching zone 1. So when that top line fires, this is receiving the signal and fires the color at the same thing. So there you go. So like it does actually work. Okay. It does work. I just don't know how to use the shader correctly. So someone who does know how to use the shader correctly will be okay. Of course it turns off. Oh, there we go. So there you go. Okay. Neat. Learning things. So if you set it to the different things, you get the different colors. That's kind of fun. So, let's take a work in progress picture for using for the Discord, basically. Of course the colors stop. Let's do a spin. Nope. Trying to get a photo of the glow working. That one works, you can see the pink. But that's a little something that I can post in Discord. Neat. Cool. Don't know if I'll include it with the file, but useful to know for my own setup. Right, that is enough VR chat. So I want you to be that material instead. And save. So you, aha, so the fabric on that is also displaying correctly now. So I'm literally just gonna do that. Okay. So, my current, like I said, I liked the wiggliness, but now I'm like, is it too much? Will people not like how wiggly it is? Of the fact, like, when you kind of stand still, it just kind of like is still wiggling. I don't know. Yeah, when like that is happening, sort of thing. Yeah. Do you see what I mean, Voz? Though, of like, hopefully that is like clearance to get over people's tails. Hopefully. Because really small movement is all it takes for it to like get real wiggly. So I don't know. I also need to rename everything because this is all called like Ferality Somna Long Scarf Test 1. And it's just going to be the long scarf. Because it's not a Somna specific scarf, it's just a scarf, but it's including a Somna texture. If it's still wiggling when you're still, you could argue it's the wind. That's true. That's true. You know what? I'll leave it. I don't know. If this is what Neurospicy Brains hurt of like, I'll leave it. Do I want to leave it? I'll leave it. Do I want to leave it? Eat fewer beans then. It is kind of funny how it just like right angles when it hits the ground, but that is kind of how that works. It's funny how much it wiggles in an attempt to, like, return to the position it's been set. If less wiggle is less smooth, maybe? Maybe, yeah. Also, I feel like maybe this needs to be sharper. Put you back. It's nice how you can get these, like, really flowy shapes. Because, like, what you could do is you can grab this and, like, put it in this pose in game, and then you can, like, pose yourself dynamically for a photo. Which is why it's nice that you can, like, get this sort of, like, nice flow and freeze it. You know? You know, this kind of thing. Am I overthinking, chat? The answer's probably yes. Anime hero. That's the vibe. That's what I was after. Anime hero looking scarf. You see the end slightly twitching. That's funny. Overthinking is like the third most thing on your best stat. Gee, thanks, Core. Ah! I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying. It's probably fine. I probably don't need to change the physics. Right. Action. Scale. Section 2. Let's try that. Now, within Fizzbones that are not marked as animated, right, we want to mark them as animated and reset when they're disabled. Typing is the third most thing I'm worst at, so shush. Love you. Okay, well that's not what I was trying to achieve in the slightest. Options. Use a slider. That's what we want. That is not doing anything. Minus 0.5. We're experimenting. Oh, there we go. Oh. There you go. Oh wow, that's way more than I thought. There you go, size. Size change. That's way too much though. Should we go with 0.8? That's still way too much. I do 1.1, that's going to be making it bigger, right? Because the multiplier is multiplying it by 1.1. So that's just going to make it longer, not shorter, right? Yeah, that's making it ever so slightly longer. Okay, it doesn't need to be negative, it just needs to be 0. whatever. 0.5. I'm doing this for you. There you go, so you can make it smaller. VRC Fury. Scarf. I'm going to put this scarf. Trail size. Yeah, it's trail. Trail size. We'll go with that. And then we'll also add VRC toggle. Scarf. Toggle. The question is, if I tell it to toggle off the whole thing, is that going to toggle off the VRC Fury itself. Object toggle. This. Question. Scene. Gesture manager. Toggle. There we go. Okay, that works all right. So VRC Fury is not needed for setup technically, but adds in the quality of life, and that it adds in a toggle and a resizer for you if you want. Can you use VRC Fury to program in a material swap? That would make my life easier. I feel like I did do this before. When toggle is enabled. Material swap. Renderer. So the renderer is the long scarf. And we will switch it to the Dreamweave material. Like that. And that will probably just make my life easier for when I'm trying to take photographs, if I can switch between the two. If that is indeed what that does. Gesture manager. Scarf. Toggle. I did not put a path. Path. Scarf. Slash. Material. Swap. Gesture manager. Expressions. Scarf. Toggle. Material swap. Hey! That makes my life easier for photos. I don't have to upload 2 versions. I can just have it switch between the colours. Neat. Neat. Right, now there was one other thing I was thinking of doing, which I have not done before, which is adding in an animation for the scarf. But I don't know how you, like, package in an animation with something. So, don't know how to do that. Which means Googling and throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. Create folder, animations, scarf animation. Right, I don't need you for this. But when we animate things, I just remembered how it goes now. When you animate things, you make duplicates of them. So duplicate. And that is, I think, the bit that we're going to want. I'm going to create an animation. Scarf underscore move. Unity. Hang on. Delete you. Select you. Animation. Create a clip. Scarf underscore move. I want you. Then I want rotation, and I'm going to add a key. And I'm going to go to, we'll say 5 seconds. And I'm going to rotate. I'm going to go back here to 15. I'm going to rotate that way. Okay, this one looks a little bit extreme. Okay, let's copy. Can I copy that key and paste it here? Yes, I can. Cool. Hmm. Mayhap I have bitten off more than I can chew. I don't even know where to start. I know how to, like, I know vaguely how to do this for an avatar. Because I made the cobble. But for a piece of clothing? That's more difficult. That's more difficult. I gotta remember that this has got blend shapes applied to it at the moment. I'm fully confident in your ability to chew. Thanks. Huh? I've missed what's being said there. Hmm. Let's see. Can I just like put in VR chat adding animation to clothes? What does it say about that? Okay, a lot of this is like how to add clothes, and like I don't need that bit. I want to know like how you do an animation. Maybe I was a bit optimistic thinking I could do this. VRC Fury add animation? Maybe? Hmm. VRC Fury, add component. I mean, it would be a toggle. Animation clip. Menu path. Scarf. Wave. Is it that simple? Is it? We love the Nova Beast tail clipping inside of itself. Expression, scarf. Ooh, ooh, oh, oh. Oh, there's too many things. Oh my god, it is actually doing it though! Wait, it is actually doing it though! Holy shit, I love VRC Fury. VRC Fury. So the animation just needs to be longer. I just need to make it like slower. So can I make this like, can I grab these and like move them? Yes, I can. Can I make that 20? And make this, so it's 20 seconds from neutral to the side, so that's back to neutral, so that's also going to be another 20, so that's there to 40, and then to the other side is another 20, which takes us to a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. Into the thick of it. Into the thick of it. Gesture manager. Scarf. Toggle. Material. Yep, that one. Wave. Not bad. Think slower. Still slower. We'll make it 30 seconds. So move you to 30. Move you to a minute. And move you to 30 seconds. I do also wonder if I can you modify a Fizzbone value in an animation? I know you can toggle them on and off, but I don't know if you can modify a value. You can modify a value. Interesting. I'm going to lessen the gravity in this animation so it like, literally we're going like full anime here is the vibe I'm trying to get. So if I go into here, gesture manager, scarf, toggle. Feel like the gravity hasn't changed on that. Okay, so no, I'm not sure it can. Even though the value did appear in the animation timeline, it looks like the animation cannot change a Fizzbone's value mid-animation, which I didn't think it could. But it looks like that is the case, which is fine. I thought it would be fun if the scarf could like lift up, like basically trying to animate almost like it's caught in a breeze. Oh, but if you toggle it off, it does do it. Huh? That is kind of the vibe I was going for, is this kind of in the air moving side to side thing, because then combined with the player moving as well. Speaking of now, but thanks for the stream. Thanks for coming, Raz. I hope you have a good day. Enjoy whatever it is you get up to. Thank you so much. But now it doesn't toggle back. But it does if I toggle it on and off. Oh, game development's confusing. Game development's confusing. Because when it's toggled on and off, the Fizzbones resets back to normal, right? That is the thing I told it to do. But it doesn't do it. Interesting. You know, I feel like also I could make this animation a bit more interesting, not just going side to side, but maybe doing it like backwards and forwards a tiny bit. So what if we didn't just do that, but also did like down? We went down a little bit. Hang on. Excuse me. Wow, have a good one. Thank you, you too. I'm gonna sneeze already on the bingo. What if we did it like that, and then it goes up and down a little bit as well? So it's like it goes round and round. That Fizzbones toggle is going to be confusing. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what to do about that. It does change the value, but like it only applies it when it's been toggled on and off, which is odd. I also think that maybe, going back to our animation again, more tweaking. We tweak and we tweak. I don't mind. I feel like also in this position here, I want to add a little like this. That's kind of fun. Maybe some kind of like figure of eight motion would be better than just the side to side. I don't know. Yeah, it looks cool. I do like it. It's just weird how the the gravity doesn't change when I turn the animation off. I don't know why. I don't know why it does that. And I don't know whether to like leave it or just whether to like take it out so it doesn't have the animation, or leave the animation in and leave a footnote to just be like, if you toggle it on and off with the animation on, the gravity turns off. Maybe I could make maybe that's a separate setting I could do. Maybe I could make turning the gravity on and off like a separate setting, a separate toggle. Is that a thing that VRC Fury would let me do? Add component, toggle, because it's all toggles all the way down. Scarf / gravity. When toggle is enabled, material property, blend shape, animation. Ooh, wait, reset fizzbone. Could we tell this to reset, add action, reset the fizzbone of this? Would that fix it? If it tells the fizzbone to reset when it's toggled? It does! We did it. We did it. It does. Okay, there's an awkward moment where it transitions between the two, but that's okay. It works. And now we've got like a cool little like anime scarf wave. Okay, I do think I want to change the animation a little bit more, but honestly, I should probably stop. It's 7:15, which is actually quite late for me to stream till, when it's not a designated evening stream. Okay, this we don't need. Remove component. But yes, we figured it out. We figured it out. So yay. But I should go. I should have food. Had a late lunch, so now I'm having a late dinner. And I need the bathroom again as well, because I've been drinking my water, as I should. So, yeah, I'm gonna go, I think. Do I want to raid? Do I feel like raiding? Do I even want to? I don't know. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna go raid Cash. Actually, yeah, I do. I decided I do. So go have fun with Cash, everybody. And I'm gonna have food. And insert appropriate emote here, I guess. And I will see you tomorrow evening for gaming. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening, whatever it is you get up to, and I'll see you soon. Bye.